What's going on YouTube, Jared Juggernaut 1 here. I'm going to be giving you now a deck profile of my wind-up deck that I just finished. I was testing this on DN. This was the deck I was going to run at the regional last week, but sadly got turned away from. I now have all the stuff except for a Gaia Charger and one wind-up warrior. The Gaia Charger is just pretty much something I need to figure out how to make room for. The wind-up warrior could be a wind-up soldier. It's just stuff that's pretty easy to get though. Gaia Charger I could borrow if need be. I have everything. It would be the only extra deck card I would need to borrow, fortunately. So just to basically say, I really do like windups for some reason now. I like the way this deck flows. I think even though it's not necessarily as consistent as previous windups, I feel like it actually is. Some people may not agree, but I actually think it is in my opinion. The thing is, with one less Magicians was, in my opinion, like, it just wasn't, it was in many cases a dead card, and I think now it's almost more effective when it's only at 1 because it just doesn't combo as much. So I've been finding this deck better for that reason. Now, ultimately, I don't know where this deck is going to stand after the next set comes out, but for now I definitely want to play this deck. That's a definite. So yeah, I'm just going to get to the deck profile. Just want to explain quickly, I am not playing a Summoner Monk build with tankies like other people have. I'm actually only running 9 spells, and I'm running 14 traps. I just find that Monk is a very fragile card. I don't want to be playing a card like that. Ultimately, I think the deck just flows better with the cards I'm using, so yeah. I'm sorry I'm tilting this, but yeah, let's get to the deck. So we're going to start with the 3 wind-up rabbits. I really do love this card. It's just a floater, very useful. There's a lot you can do with it. I think part of the reason I don't play tanky, though, is I find myself in some situations where all I can do is just float this and it can't really do anything. So, yeah, I think it's just kind of better at 3, just, without any tankies. Next up, 3 Rat. Rat's pretty good, needless to say. I think Rat's actually more relevant now, though, because you're not as focused on Magician. In many more cases, you're kind of focused on making sure you have you're able to do as much with Rat as you can, knowing that you can do a lot of Exceed plays with it as a result. 3 Shark. This is the card you definitely want to use wisely, more than any other card. When you run out of sharks, you can be put in a very difficult situation, so it's just kind of important that you know what you're doing with this thing. Double Warrior, or Soldier, whatever. Either way, they're just kind of served as targets for Invoker. Give you more options, give you more viable plays. It's actually, again, pretty good card. Warrior's probably better, though, because it can actually be utilized with Rat more effectively. And the ability to bump up the level of any windup you have is just amazing, as you probably know if you've tested this deck. And then finally, 1 Magician to round up the windups. For the non-windup cards, we have non-windup monsters, that is, we have 2 Tour Guides, because I still think this card is very powerful. Rank 3 Exceeds are very good. There's just a lot of situations where it really saved my butt. 2 Thunder Kings, because this card is still fantastic in how it lets you build up your resources, before you make your big plays. It's just because the deck needs to be able to relies more on grinding now than it did before, so that's, Thunder King really helps with that. And then finally, 2 Card Trooper. I know what some people are probably thinking, why would I play both Trooper and Tour Guide? I rarely ever mill the Tour Guide, and even so, what ends up happening most of the time is if I draw both cards, I just play Tour Guide first, and then I play Trooper. Rarely ends up being much of a problem, honestly. But yeah, Trooper's ability to thin your deck out and just draw a card, set up Call the Haunted, which I do play in here. It's very, very helpful. So that's my monsters, 18 of them for spells. I play Dark Hole, Reborn, Heavy Storm, and Pot of Avarice as the staples. Pot of Avarice, though, probably I definitely consider not playing it if I wasn't playing Trooper. Next up, 3 Factory. I think this card is a big part of the reason why this deck is still viable, because a card like Factory just lets you gain instant access to your Magician, which obviously lets you do your big plays. So, yeah. And then double MST. I'm only playing 2 because I just don't think 3 is necessary, and I'm playing another card instead of the third one. And finally, the traps. I play 14, as I said. Double Mirror Force. Double Fiendish Chain. I think this card is actually good in windups, unlike certain other decks like Rabbit. I actually think this card is good in how it is able to... I think it's good in how I think that extra turn you get from it is relevant. Unlike... I think the extra turn is relevant, unlike in certain other decks. Like, because windups can do so much in one turn, I think Fiendish Chain just works well for that reason. Then double Bottomless and double Torrential for your 2 of traps. Triple Call the Haunted. This card does a lot for the deck. It lets you make it. If you know your plays correctly and you have certain cards in grave, you can easily do a lot with this card. Definitely the best part about it is the fact that you can make some big plays, and then but also how late game the card can be very useful if because Call just becomes an instant Exceeds play if you have Rat another level 3. It's just plays like that that are, because you're given a lot more options. I just think it's very helpful. I don't understand why more people haven't considered this card. 1 trap stun. I think with Warning at 1, this card's a lot better. Yeah, just there's so much I like about it. I also even like it I like it over certain removal, just because against decks that side in like Rivalry or Gozen match, I can just trap stun and then destroy it with something like Tiras or Adrius. So yeah, 1 Warning and a Judgment. Now quickly we'll move on to the extra deck. For the rank 3s, I have Invoker, Zenmaines, Tempo, Levier, Leviathan, and that's it. No Acid Golem because of space. I don't think you need that card. For the rank 4s, Utopia, Black Corn, Abyss Dweller, Pappy Operative, Diamond Direwolf. Thank God I pulled this, or else I wouldn't be able to play this deck. Maestroke, and Shockmaster. And finally, for the rank 5s, Adrius, Tiras. Kind of need both of these, but probably Adrius is going to come out because I now have Volcasaurus. This card is nuts combined with Gaia Charger. I could theoretically take out a rank 4 because Adrius is still very useful in his own right, but God, is this card busted. If there's any deck that this card helps, it is definitely windups. Volcasaurus definitely gives windups the biggest boost, just because that deck obviously utilizes rank 5s most. I mean, yeah, you can argue does work well with Hieratics, but I think with windups, because they're a better deck right now, I just think it's more useful. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think of the deck. The side deck's not completed, so I'm not going to show you, but you can probably imagine some of the cards I side, like I do side the 3rd MST, and I do side a 2nd Trap Stun. So I'm still working on it. Gonna play this at locals tomorrow, see what happens. Definitely gonna be playing this for at least another month, and yeah, I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm just having a lot of fun with this deck, and I intend to keep it that way. So yeah, like I said, if you guys want to suggest anything or leave any opinions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'm gonna spend some time now thinking about what my next video is gonna be on. Peace.